afternoon and welcome to the Lyric Professors. I am Professor A, and joining me as ever, behind me and below me, is the wonderful Professor Dogger, the fount of knowledge on all things lyrical. And on the other side of the world is Professor J. How are things on the other side of the world, Professor J?
They're wet.
Are they? Right.
It's raining like a rainy McRainface over here.
Yeah.
Other than that, I am metal.
Excellent. Very, very metal about that. Yeah.
Very, very metal. Yeah, this is an interesting pedal.
Mm.
I bought it because it was cheap and
it says
second-hand.
metal on it.
It says metal.
Yes.
But it's the only pedal that I've ever seen that has got the in and the outs the wrong way around.
Oh, right. That's
Most pedals go in this way and out the other way. This one doesn't.
Yeah, Professor Dogger doesn't approve of that at all.
No. Too metal for Professor Dogger.
Yes, absolutely. I agree, Gary. I am wearing my metal bandana largely because it's not raining here. It's horribly hot and horribly humid, and it's obviously going to rain at some point. But it's just it's horrible. So just stop myself having sweat pouring down my face and skewing my glasses. I'm wearing my metal bandana. Yes. Epic, yes. None more metal.
Metal.
Excellent. They can't spell either. So
I think it's a French brand.
Oh, is that how you spell it in French?
I actually have an Ellipse classical guitar. I think they are a now defunct brand, or it may even be a brand of a French music shop. Right. But the classical guitar that I bought off someone who was leaving the country is actually very nice indeed.
Excellent. Okay, Professor Dogger is eager for us to start.
Let's go for it.
Today we are concluding our three-part investigation into the lyrics of Poppy. And as I promised, today we are going to start with the prayer that she starts her concerts with. So it's just a skit. The lights go down, and then there's the sounds of someone knocking on the door backstage, and she says, "Oh, I'm busy. I've lost something," and of course, all the words are appearing on the screen, so you can follow along with it. And she then says, "Okay, who wants to go out and lead the prayer while I find this thing I'm missing?" Hold on. Oh, what are you doing? Stop it.
Oh, God.
Knocking things over. And then we get the prayer, which is something that this is how I've transcribed it. It's from a very bad quality bootleg, I have to say, so I might have got a couple of the words wrong. Anyway, so it's Poppy, our God, our shining light. You have brought us all together. For that, we are so thankful. We hope our witnesses tonight have a beautiful evening full of love, candy, fashion, music, dancing, screaming, singing, cats, and worship. We pray this in the precious and holy name of Poppy. And then we get the standard, "I'm Poppy," and they start. So I thought that would be the best way to start off this ultimate concert.
That is something else.
It is.
Is that Poppy? Is that played over? So it's not Poppy saying it live?
No, it's one of her assistants doing it.
And does the audience sing along, chant along?
Oh, probably. Yeah, it's such a bad quality bootleg, I couldn't really tell you. Yes, that's good. Yeah, so I think definitely we need people praying to us. That'd be nice.
Well, this is a nice segue. Talking about prayer, because the first song we have chosen is called
Church Outfit. Church Outfit. Yeah. Got me pacing a bit wrong there. Yes. So this is the first song on the most recent album, the album being called Zig. And this is the opening song, and I believe it was the first single released in advance of the album. Yes, it was. And it's really short. It's 1 minute and 54 seconds long. We will have a bit of a chat about the lengths of all the songs on the album afterwards. This could be the worst value album ever if you're into long songs, but I like it anyway. So yes, this is sorry, I've got to My eyes are failing. I've got to zoom in some more on my notes. Oh, there we go. Ooh, you press that button, it zooms in. That's kind of cool. Ah, metal. Yes, there we go. I can see again. Right. So, do you want to just go into some words, then we'll talk about it afterwards?
Yeah, let's do that. This is the dress I want to be buried in. Leave the rings. I might need them. Unholy water. Take a sip. This is my church outfit.
Yeah. Basically, as I mentioned before, Poppy is either an atheist, as she would say, or a Satanist, as her detractors would say. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. But I think basically she's saying this is the one and only church outfit she needs because the only time she'll be going to church is when she's buried. And there's a suggestion that that might not get rid of her either because she might come back because she might need the rings when she comes back. So,
what rings is she talking about?
I don't know. Just some rings. Oh. Olympic rings. I don't know. I don't know if it's anything specific. I don't think she's wearing specific rings in the videos.
Okay.
Unholy water, take a sip. Obviously, it's the opposite of holy water. So it's a subversive thing. Holy water itself is not supposed to be drunk. It's supposed to be used for anointing and scattering and that kind of thing. It's never meant to be drunk. So,
okay.
So if you're taking a sip of the unholy water, it's a double subversion.
Oh. You're knocking me out. Okay, there we go. More words is life is a commercial for death. Anger is something I worked to manifest. Life is a commercial for death, and you're hypnotized by the advertisement.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It could just be that it's a sort of nihilistic viewpoint. Everything's leading to death, which could tie back to Swagger from last episode. We're just trying to get to where we're going, and that's pretty much where we're all going. Also, the news is full of horrid things: wars, famines, pandemics. So I don't watch the news anymore. I refuse to be depressed by it. Anger is something I work to manifest. I get the impression she probably doesn't need to work too hard on that from some of her lyrics. I certainly don't need to either. it's something I should work to control rather than manifest.
To demanifest, to unmanifest. You should work to unmanifest your anger.
Yeah.
I think we all need a bit of that, I would say.
We do. And of course, I forgot we're introducing a new concept today, aren't we?
We are. Well, let's do it at the end of this song. So we'll come on to that.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yes, so that's what I'd say. People, you just sort of stare at the TV screen, hypnotized by the advertisement. It's all just death, misery.
Okay. More words. I'll dress to the nines, show up on time. You can wear whatever you like. Repeat.
Yeah. Dressing up to the nines means wearing fashionable or formal clothes for a special occasion. I don't know the derivation. Do you?
I do not know the etymology of that.
Should have looked that
but
up.
It's yeah. If only there was some way to find out.
Yes, well,
quickly while
can't
somebody
because my keyboard makes lots of noise if I type on it. It's a mechanical one.
Yeah.
You could possibly do that.
Oh, well, we shall see.
Oh, excellent.
We shall see while we're talking and stuff.
Professor Dogger is doing a one paw stand for your amusement. Well, Professor J looks this up. She's also fun.
Oh wow! She's doing that done.
Yeah, she's
okay.
Of course.
Cookies. To be dressed to the nines is to be dressed flamboyantly or smartly. The origin of the phrase "dressed to the nines" is uncertain.
Drill that. There you go.
Some popular theories suggest it is derived from the number of yards of fabric used to make a suit, or from the uniforms of the 99th Lanarkshire Regiment of Foot. However, there's no evidence to support these claims. However, it's maybe simply an extension of the earlier phrase "to the nines," which meant perfectly or the highest standard.
But we know it's not.
Number 9 has long been used as a superlative in English.
Really?
For example, there are the 9 worthies and the 9 muses. 9 is the most troublesome number in etymology. Cloud 9, 9 days wonder, whole 9 yards. There we go. I'm done.
Good. But as we know, things got up to 11. That's the ultimate, not 9. Yes.
It's actually very disappointing that they don't actually go up to 11.
Yeah, I think they did release, when the movie was re-released a while back, or they did a sequel to it, I think they did release an app which did go up to 11.
I have seen some that do go up to that.
Yeah.
Have I got a permanent marker? There I got. All right. Well, on the Ultra Game channel?
That is going to improve your guitar playing no end.
Oh, yeah. The gain on my Ultra Game channel now goes up to 11.
Excellent. So yeah, she's saying she's going to be dressed up to the nines in her lovely church outfit, the dress she wants to be buried in, and anyone else that come, and she's going to show up on time because she's dead and being brought there, and anyone else who's attending can wear whatever they like because she's not that bothered. Interesting fact about this nines. The word nines in this song is sung an interval of a ninth above the note heard in the bass line. So that's the kind of nerdy stuff you should be into.
Well, a ninth is a second, so it's a tone up. So, but if it's a ninth, so then it's an octave plus a tone. It's nice, an added ninth. It is a nice little jangly, open, jazzy thing. I mean, we can come on to the production in a minute because I'm fascinated by all these songs you've chosen today, Professor A.
They're different.
This new album is extremely different to last episode, which I thought were all fantastic. And this one, we shall see.
I think it's great.
Okay. So we've got another, this is the dress, blah, blah, blah. Then the next words are, it's my confession and my testament. Don't need your weapons, I've got my own. And you said I couldn't commit. This is my church outfit. And that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
Vicky McQuickface.
The couldn't commit thing could be about religion, or it could be yet another relationship thing. Every song we'd had up till now was pretty much slagging off Titanic things there. This album is different. There's a song about wearing a church outfit, and then there's a bunch of songs sagging off Ghost Mate. So that's different.
How many years is there between the album, the songs we're focusing on this one and the previous episode?
Very, very little. This was written in...
This is 2023, right? All this stuff.
But it was finished in 2022.
Okay.
Just wasn't released in 2023, so it's literally the same year as Flux.
All right, so she's had a bit of time to get over him. I mean, it's still all very angry. She's an angry young lady.
Indeed.
Okay, so are we going to discuss the video?
Can do. It's some more dancing, but this is a group ensemble dance thing.
It's black and white again.
Yeah.
These they're all scantily dressed.
Would you like to know the names of the other dancers in the video?
Yes.
They are Coco Joelle, Bailey Holt, Kayla May, and Sterling Stumphauser. There's a name to conjure with.
That's an amazing name.
And the choreography was by Sterling Stumphauser and Zoe, spelled Z-O-I, Tatapoulos.
Wow.
There you go.
Papoulos to Papoulos. And there's lots of kind of upside downy bits in the video.
Yes, there are. It's a strange video.
And then she has the big arm things. She's got these sort of fluffy arm things going on.
I don't remember that at all. I really need to rewatch it. I didn't rewatch this time, but I did when I did the original.
Well, I'll describe it.
Yeah.
She's wearing her underwear, and then imagine she's sort of. Imagine you're putting a duvet cover on, and you've got it in as far as your arms.
Yes.
That's kind of what's on her arms.
Right. That's very interesting.
Yes. Duvet cover arms. That's
Yeah.
what it shall be known as.
Okay, the video was directed by Poppy and Connor Bell and edited by Aidan Megarian. So there's a lot of people worked on this. It's a collaborative thing to put a duvet on your arms.
Yeah, indeed.
Simon Wilcox sings backing vocals on the song. Whether her Doge is involved or not, I don't know.
All right. So, yeah, you said it was 1 minute 54.
Yes.
We'll hold off on the sting this time. I'm just going to give you the number of lyrics. So it's 59 unique words out of a total of 158. I'm going to jump into a couple of things about the track. And this whole album has this very distorted bass sound. It's really over the top, and the vocals are also incredibly distorted as well. I mean, it's amazing that they've been able to mix it and make it sound so good, considering the amount of distortion they seem to have got on every track. The vocals I found very interesting because, and again, I think this applies to pretty much every song that we've chosen for today. They're doing this standard trick of the vocal doubling, where you have the singing voice is in the normal register, and then you have a whisper going underneath.
Right.
And it really gives you a much bigger vocal sound. And then at some point, there's this very distorted screaming underneath. So she's still singing. And then there's this, and it's so distorted. I like the rise about halfway through it, 2/3 of the way through it, which reminds me a bit of Josh Wink.
Okay, I don't
You know who Josh Wink is?
I've heard the name. I thought it was some kind of techno.
Yeah, he was a techno guy who did a lot of work with 808s in the 90s and the first sort of things. So yeah, would you like to introduce our new concept?
Yes, well, we have this concept. We mentioned it briefly last episode that we should come up with a concept like this. We have our concept is called PALS, which is an acronym. It's not about what great pals we professors are and we do pally things, because we don't, because we're on opposite sides of the world. But yes, it stands for professorial, even, arbitrary lyrical score. And we can award a PALS point for a special word, like we'd have awarded one last session for opportunist and the one before for illful, or for any other thing. We can also take them away for terrible bits of lyricism, like Triner from last session. Yes.
Okay, so how are we rating this? It's an angry song.
Which is good by me.
I'm always good for a bit of a church reference, so that's a
Vickers and Snakes. You can't go wrong.
Exactly.
It's got some coming back from the grave stuff. That's good. PALS. I think it's a solid 3.5 PALS as well.
Any negatives? Any takeaways in the PALS score?
There's no triners.
No triners.
There's no contractions at all, which is quite rare for them. No, I think it's pretty good lyrically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Solid 3. 3.5, did you say?
3 to 3.5. Yeah, we can agree on this.
3 on the PALS score. I'm calling it 3 on the PALS score, and I will document it.
Okay, great.
There we go.
Before we go on to the next one, you were talking about the sound of the album. An interview with Sumerian Records, which was the record label she was on, either for this release and has now left them, or for the release before and left them and did this on something else. She's changed recently. But she said that she took direct inspiration from artists such as Blondie, Lawan, Burial, David Bowie, Gary Newman, Talking Heads, and Tom Tom Club. Early 90s industrial music, as they classed it. I'm not sure all of those really qualify for industrial music. I mean, Burial.
I don't agree with that. I think she's done that to be popular. I'm going to come on to it when we get to the 5th track about my feelings about it. Okay.
So I'm just saying they're not all industrial. I mean, Blondie was never industrial. Burial's dubstep.
It's really different. It's not like that at all, in my opinion. Okay, next track. We in?
Yeah.
Okay, so next one is What It Becomes.
Yes.
Same album. A bit longer this one, 3 minutes 38.
This is the longest song on the album. 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Should we do this now? How many songs are there on this album?
There are 11, I believe. Let me scroll up a little bit. Yes, 11. Do you want?
So if the longest one is 3:38, then what's can I guess the length of the album?
I don't have a total length, but I have the length of each song individually.
Okay, well, you do a quick maths. I reckon that's like 27 minutes at most.
Something like that. Yeah, well, I'll go through it. First track, Church Outfit, is the shortest, 1 minute 54. Second track, Knock Off, is a mighty 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Third track, Hard, is 2 minutes 26.
Okay.
Then we have What It Becomes at 3:38. Flicker at 2:22. Ones and Zeros at 3:16. Another long one. Zig at 2:28. Linger at 3:16. The Attic at 3:24, epic length. Motorbike at 2:26, and Prove It at 2:15. So yes, it's
okay. So I'm hearing my quick mental maths as at about 2 3/4, 2 minutes 40, 2 minutes 42 on average. 11 tracks, so that's 22 minutes plus 3/4 of 11 is what, 7? So it's like 27, 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Epic.
Stuff.
Cool. All right, next song, What It Becomes.
Yes.
Take all my rage and stuff it down. Call it by its name or something else. It'll change what it becomes. Hype myself up to leave the house, cause I don't like to see what's out there.
Yeah. The last two lines echo the last track on her I Disagree album, which wasn't the last track when it became I Disagree More, but it was the ending track, the first release of the album, which is called Don't Go Outside, and which predicted COVID pretty much. So there you go.
It was Poppy's fault. I knew it.
Knew
it.
Wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, she said there were a couple of songs on I Disagree about not wanting to go out and just stay in and be in her own company. And take my rage and stuff it down, call it by its name or something else, it'll change what it becomes. I think fury can be incredibly sustaining and incredibly tiring. Rage, fury, anger, obsession, there's all kinds of emotions which do the same thing. And a lot of American films, you often see Americans saying, give it a name. Everyone knew exactly what it meant.
I guess if you conceptualize a thing, you can deal with the thing, right? So is that it?
Well,
you have to, what they call it, the black dog.
Black Dog, yes.
Churchill and all that. You give it a name, you can start to tackle it rather than something else.
Would you like another? Sorry, just a quick quote from Churchill, which involves a dog. Nothing to do with it at all. I just thought this was great. He said something along the lines of, "I like pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. A pig treats you as if you're on his own level." Wit and wisdom of Churchill.
Yes.
Sorry, you were saying something relevant. Go ahead.
It's angry, isn't it? That was a very relevant thing. I think it's good. I think it's nice. She's got she's trying to control her anger. She's bottling it up.
She said this is back to the broken relationship anger.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, right. Next lyrics, I think it's important. Screaming in an empty room, so you can't see what I do. So you can't see what I do, screaming in an empty room. I think that's important to sort of bring it back to this failed relationship.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Although she spends a lot of time screaming in filled auditoriums as well. So.
Yeah.
But yes, it's about the grief, and so you can't see what I do, whether she's referring to the screaming or to some kind of self-harm. We're probably not allowed to say that under the algorithm, are we? Bloody hell.
Yes.
Not allowed to have adult conversations on YouTube. It's great.
Okay, more words. Whoever you tie yourself to, whoever you're going to be kind to, whoever thinks that you're deep, whoever you're gonna complain to, whoever takes time to train you, whoever keeps you company, whatever advice you're taking. Now, who's in the picture? Frame it. Whoever you think you're saving, one day you'll see it won't be me.
Yes.
She doesn't like him or them, her, them,
Yeah.
her, him.
It's
them.
Spain, isn't it? Yeah. It's basically saying, well, I was saying it's just sort of looking forward into the future to what's going to happen. But it's not going to change. He's never going to be deep. It's never going to. Well, I don't know what to say really. The line "Whoever takes time to train you" probably refers back to another song from I Disagree called "Sit, Stay." Sit, stay, lie down. It's usually the opening track live comes after that prayer at the beginning. So, yeah, whoever you think you're saving. So presumably he thought he was saving her. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just the standard. We're never going to be together again, right? Isn't it?
Yep. Okay, I'm going to crack on. So there's another kind of repetition of that. I don't think we need to go. It's exactly the same, more or less. Then we have the bit where the voice is very low.
Yes.
Is it her singing with like a low formant on her voice?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's Simon Wilcox with a voice changer thing. Because I know she does the backing vocals on the track Motorbike on the album. It sounds very, very similar.
Okay.
But it
I mean, it could be her with like a vocoder low formant effect. So you've got 3 lines that are in this lower register voice. Find a place to be alone, a place to be with someone, something else. It'll change what it becomes.
It's not what I've got.
Oh, what have you got?
Find a place to be alone, call it by its name or something else. It'll change what it becomes.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to hear, right? It's very hard to understand what's being said.
Well, these are the lyrics from the Poppy Wiki.
And I would imagine that's good. They're harder to copy and paste the lyrics from Poppy Wiki. Okay, so we've got back to Poppy singing, pace around and sit back down because I already know what's out there.
Yeah. It's a very sort of defeatist song in many ways, I think.
And just to point out, that's it in terms of new. There are repetitions of other lyrics, other words, but that's it in terms of new lyrics. So yeah, so she's angry, but she's hiding it. She struggles leaving the house to control this anger.
It may be anxiety as well. I mean,
anxiety, yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to say that actually. I was going to say, you know, I think anxiety is a good way to describe it.
So it's obvious though that she's broken up with this person, but is still thinking about them all the time. Hence the lyrics. It's a clever trick, very clever. Yes. Yeah. And basically saying that one day he'll look back and wish it was her he was with. One day you'll see it won't be me. Okay. It's very helpful. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I like this one a lot. It's different. It's very, very different musically to most. You obviously don't like it.
Well, it's odd. So even so in terms of, again, it's the vocals in this track are really weird. So even right at the beginning, there's this bit where the vocal is kind of some sort of modulation. It's like can't remember if it's slowed down or pitched down, but it sort of changes as she sings. So there's this constant playing with the vocals on this track, and especially with that bit that we mentioned, that maybe it's by Simon What's His Face, or if it's
What's her face?
Poppy or it's Poppy. It's odd.
It is odd. I think this is more soft industrial. A lot.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah,
it's not obviously not industrial rock particularly, but it's got some nice strings in it, lots of nice keyboards. I like it.
Yeah,
it's good. I like the whole album. I do really do. I might not have picked the catchiest songs off it, to be honest.
Okay. Do you want the word count? Give me a sting. Oh, stung me.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
Want to guess?
There's quite a lot of words because there's a lot of repetition. I don't have all the repetition pasted into my notes. I'd say 250, maybe more. And
309.
And unique 80.
Oh, very good, Professor A. It's 84. It's long for her.
Yeah, it is.
It's I don't have all my numbers available. I believe it's the second longest for Poppy. Imagine that. Okay, should we do the PALS score?
Yes, of course. Well, you've got to deduct a few, certainly. This might be a negative PALS score, I'm not sure. We've got screaming with an apostrophe.
Well, I don't have screaming. I've got screaming.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got a cause.
Cause, yeah. Cause.
There's a goner.
Well, there's goners, yeah. Taking, I've got.
Yeah.
Saving.
I can't.
That just depends on who wrote down the lyrics, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's got some good themes to it, but it's very repetitive, I admit.
Themes are good, but it's not lyrically complex.
No, I mean, now who's in the picture? Frame it. Whatever you think you're saving. Rhyming, taking, frame it, and saving is quite clever.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give 1 point for that. Whoever keeps you company, whatever advice should take in, there's in the picture, frame it, everything is saving. Okay, I'll allow 1 point for that.
And I like the whole concept of call it by its name or something else that will change what it becomes. I like that as a line. And that's worth a point.
Call it by a name or something else, it'll change what it becomes. Okay, like that.
I mean,
hey, the feds are outside.
Yeah,
they're not happy with this PALS score.
Don't go a day here without having screaming arms. It's not a nice place anymore, this town.
I'm declaring a PALS score of 2. Do you disagree?
No, I agree with that. That's fine.
I will add it to my document.
Yes.
PALS 2. It's 2 PALS. Okay, should we grab on the next one?
Yes. Let's do that. Next one is called Ones and Zeros. Although you wouldn't know.
How long is this one? This is a 3-minute, right?
It is 3:16. So it's the third longest.
Oof.
Yeah, I picked the ones that are good value. This one again has many repetitive bits. That's a good word. Repetitive. Yes.
Okay. I'm going. Can't identify surplus or deficits till we've crawled through mud and rolled down through the trenches, and we've met at the highest of the summits till you've held my hand too tight as we plummet.
Yes. This to me, it's reminiscent of the lyrics to Stagger about the mountains just a cliff. And can't talk you down for it. And was it a misstep of emotion, something like that? I think it might be the same thing. I think that might tie in with the till you've held my hand too tight, someone being too clingy, maybe. I think. But yeah, I mean, that's his life. Crawling through mud and rolling through the trenches.
You can't identify if it's good or bad until we've gone through a bad experience and we've been at the highest bit,
Yeah.
and the person has tried to hold on to it too much as things go bad.
Yeah, sounds about right. Surpluses and deficits, ones and zeros.
Yeah. Well, hang on, we haven't gone to that, but let's do that next.
We do know the title already, though, so it's not a spoiler.
I thought it was 1 second plus 0.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose you don't know from seeing it till you hear it, son, what its title is.
Okay, so chorusy thing. So many ones and zeros, so many ones and zeros. Is my name safe in your mouth? I'll do the next bit as well. So many 11111s. Don't call me the 11111, lest I'm the only 11111.
Yes, well, we've got a.
So what's all this ones and zeros?
Well, it's binary, isn't it? Well, a 1 is something, it's true, and a 0 is false in the binary.
The absence of a thing.
Yeah. Would you like a quote to clarify what it's about? It's a very short quote. An interview with Zach Sang, no idea. Poppy revealed that the song was, quote, a love song about people saying they're the one, but they're actually zeros. And then later in the interview, it says that lyrically it's about Poppy's understanding of love and pointing out that some people can be ones and others can't be anything more than 0. So,
is my name safe in your mouth? What does that mean?
I think this is referring to gossip about her past relationships that's been out there, about the relationship with Titanic and what's his face, and then possibly in her next relationship she wants to not be in the public eye.
Okay. So. All right. Okay.
And she obviously don't call me the one unless I'm the only one.
So don't cheat on me. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Meet me in the only tense that is present. Hold my line of defense till I cement it. Will you follow me, intrinsic in motive, if it don't go the way that you suppose it?
Yes, I like meet me in the only tense that's present.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I like meet me in the only tense that is present.
I heard it that time.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's really good, that. I like that.
Obviously a play on tense being tense in linguistics and tension, anxiety, and present being a tense, and being here also is Shakespearean. In Shakespearean English, presently meant immediately, rather than in a bit. As in the present, now, as of the now.
That, that's interesting, because when I lived in Italy, there was a really different sort of comprehension as to what now meant. There's kind of 3 equivalent words to what we would use for now or present, right? Some mean immediately.
Subito.
Yeah, so exactly. Subito is not ordera. Ordera is now. Subito is soon, right? And I can't think of the other one, but it was something that was a bit of a surprise for me. Those things. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I like all this. Hold my line of defense till I cement it. What then? This. Will you follow me, intrinsic in motive? What does that mean?
Well, something that's intrinsic is something that's built into one's nature. I guess she's saying, will you follow me and make that your guiding tenet?
Yeah.
And will you do this if the relationship doesn't go the way that you suppose it's going to before it starts?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think it definitely should be if it doesn't go the way that you suppose. That could be a loss of a point there.
And that's it. That's all the lyrics.
Yes, many more ones and zeros.
Yeah, there's lots of
Yeah. Musically, it's another industrial one, I'd say. Nice bit of guitar at the end, which is quite rare on the album. to be honest.
So you said you like this one.
Yes, I do very much.
I know you like Nine Inch Nails,
I
right?
do.
I could hear a bit of that Nine Inch Nails
Yeah.
industrial thing in it. So I've got some thoughts about this one from a musical perspective. So she's back to this, as opposed to the previous one, she's back to this higher register singing.
Yes.
But she still has the whisper voice in the background, sort of giving it that sort of doubling effect, which I didn't hear in the last episode, or maybe I just wasn't sensitive to it in the last
No, I
episode.
think it's definitely something that's come in with this.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to do. It's a trick people do, and it's like they've just learnt about it. Then, now,
Okay.
the background, the beat, let's call it the beat, it's really distorted, like the first song we discussed.
Do you know what time signature it is?
No, I don't, but I'm interested to know.
Apparently, it's 7/4.
It makes sense, yeah.
Not that that means anything to me, but I'm sure it does to you.
5, 6. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. So the thing is, and that's what I've written. There's a distorted background, and the beat is really unusual. I've also written that it kind of feels discordant the way that the timing of the melody is with the beat. It's like when you overlay two sine waves. You know, you can have them in phase, and then when they go out, they cancel each other out, and then when they sort of overlap, they sort of get really big. There's something there that feels really discordant to me, but not cordant in terms of notes, but discordant in terms of beat. There's the kind of very classic trap style hi-hats, which are what, 16th or 32th beats, and yeah, this kind of weird. And we talked about it on a previous trap, the ducking.
Yes.
Ducking. There's a ducking going on in it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I found it hard to listen to.
Well, I've listened to it quite a lot. Perhaps that helps.
Couldn't get on with it.
You're not alone. It seems fairly obvious from the wiki page that this is people's least favourite on the album, but I think it's great.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to guess the words? Count.
Some editions, 300 again.
It's actually short. It's 202.
And 65.
Oh, boom!
Wow.
In the hole. 65.
Fantastic. It's a bit long for Mr. Fold.
Oh. Yeah, well, we'll come on to him in the future, maybe.
Yes.
Do we do the PAL score?
Yes, PAL score. I think the first verse, it's got some nice words in it. Surplus deficits, trenches, summits, plummet, summit and plummet. That's got to be a PAL score. Or at least one for that.
I'll give 1.5.
1.5.
And then I'll give another 1.5 for tense present, maybe even 2 for tense present, fence, cement, intrinsic motor. I'll give it 3.5, but I'm going to want to take some off. I want some negative scores for the 1s and 0s that I find a bit annoying.
Well, that's
the same 1 and 0 over and over again.
No, you can't take it for that. It's the whole point of the song. But you can have one off if it don't go the way that you suppose it.
Okay,
So
I'll have half an off.
Okay, so we're 3.
That's 3.
Yeah. I think 3 is going to be a sort of average PAL score, although we won't know until we've done a few more.
No, we won't. Okay. All right. Next song.
The next song is the title track of the album, The Mighty Zig. I like this one. You don't, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Shall I go?
Yeah, might as well.
When you zig, I zag. When you take, I grab. When you nod, I shake. While you're sleeping, I'm awake, I'm awake.
Yes, it's basically about being, well, an oppositionist, I guess, she'd say. You're never doing the same thing as the person she's singing to. It's about being unpredictable. In fact, she stated in an interview with Alternative Press that the song is unapologetic and an anthem for being unpredictable. Yeah, it's just about being completely the opposite of someone. Whether it's a broken relationship, well, again, or just a being different to everyone thing, I really don't know. Yes.
Where does it come from, the zigzag?
Well, presumably it's just to do with the shape of a Z or a Z, if you're one of our transatlantic buddies. Not pals, you can't be pals because that's something else.
Some people do this. Do it this way. Do the sort of curly Z, less the sort of angular Z.
Oh, I think it was an angular one. No, I completely forgot to look that up again. Oh, terrible. Yes.
Interesting.
But it's also used as a sort of term of motion, isn't it? Zig out the way or whatever.
Yeah.
And in that way, it follows on from stagger, and flux is about movement. It's definitely something she refers to in various different ways. Concept of movement.
The origin of the phrase zigzag came into English from continental Europe, the Netherlands, France, or possibly Germany. It's suggestive of alternation, as with other phrases of that sort, tick-tock or seesaw. In 1706, the Dutch author Roelof Rukema published something. Enige in de voorstad van Saint-Germain zigzag bewegen.
Thanks for that.
There's some in the suburb of Saint-Germain, so I'm saying that French, Saint-Germain, move zigzag. There is a word, zigzag, which is a German word in the 1700s, which referred to the fortifications of castles, which were in zigzag form.
Yeah, crenellations. Excellent. So yes, it's about doing the opposite.
Yes. Okay. More words. When you cry, I laugh. You subtract, I add. When you drop, I catch. When you bend, I snag. When you zig, I zag.
Snap, not snag.
I meant to say snap. I got so excited with the zigzag.
So excited with the potential rhyme, but afraid we've got to go with a half rhyme instead.
And then we've got the sort of chorus. When
I think
you zig,
it's
I
interesting
zag,
though, because it's not. I mean, her lyrics are usually presented from a position of strength, I think. But in this one, when you bend, I snap. This is about trees that bend in the wind, don't snap.
Yeah.
In this one, she's saying she's the one who breaks, not the person she's.
Yeah.
Dissing or whatever.
Well, because it's always when you.
Yeah,
You.
Has to be,
so
it could have been when you snap, I bend.
When you snap, I bend. Yeah. But all of the things of her have an A in: laugh, add, catch, snap,
That's
zag.
true. Yeah.
Laugh, add, catch, bend, zag. It wouldn't
Sag, grab, shake away. Yeah. That's very well noticed.
Do the hokey cokey and turn around.
Yeah. Right.
Ziggity zag, zigzag. Okay. More words. Ultimatum domination, to succumb or suffer. You could touch her, break the structure. If only you were tougher. Bowing down just to conform to. Rules you made to serve you. Demand subservience. Live under your influence. So that's what I won't do.
Yeah.
Zig, zag, ziggy, zag, zig, zag.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
Well, that's it. That's all the lyrics.
No, not really. Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot more ziggy zag, sleep awake, but there's no more new lyrics.
No, right. I think this second one is the second half of it is political. I think.
Oh.
I'm not saying in support of any particular party or not, but it's the fact that people make all these rules and they come into power and then they've got to follow them. And they don't. You demand subservience. Although the lyrics I've got to say subservience, which I'm sure is wrong.
Not
I
subservience.
think subservience is probably right. But I mean, subservience would be the same thing you demand submissive servants. So it could be either.
I think we need to look at these a bit closer. Ultimatum domination. So somebody who wants to dominate, wants to make people suffer. You could touch her, break the structure. I like that sort of internal rhyme, the touch her structure.
That's
good.
That's
So,
a pals point.
Going to be a pal score.
If only you were tougher. She goes on about how tough she is in several songs. Mentioned chic chick. She says she's her own bodyguard.
Yeah. So, I mean, so she's saying that this person wants her to follow their rules, and she don't follow no damn rules.
No, absolutely. Sticking it to the man.
She's a tough ass
Poppy.
person. Poppy. She said that Poppy is a tough ass. That Poppy.
Yes.
But you think it's politics?
Well, I think the second part can be.
Rules you made to serve you, demand subservience. Okay. All right.
We talk about double meanings all the time. I'm sure it's got elements of both. But
okay, so what do you think of this song, Professor A?
I think the second verse is great lyrically.
I mean the song, the musically.
Musically, I think it's fantastic. I really do. I know you don't. I think the drumming's awesome. I think, which you'll say is always ducky. And it's got some loud guitars, which the rest of the album doesn't have really.
Yeah,
it's the closest in format to the earlier albums.
Okay. Can I give you what I wrote down? Those 2 comments. I don't know what this is. Thankfully, it's only 2 minutes 28. So it's got these kind of noise drums, and they're very distorted. And again, I'm really impressed with the way it's mixed. It doesn't clip because it is noisy, and I would kind of put this in the sort of noise core category. But I'm going to hold that thought until we do the next song, how I'm going to define it. Then I've got adding in some heavy metal guitar and ugly bass drum. There's that bit with the boom, 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 which sounds really weird. And then the vocals they sound like they've been put through a bit crusher. You know, they're a bit garbled. And again, I haven't gone back and listened to the other tracks, but there's definitely whispered vocals underneath her singing.
Yes, in this case, by both herself and Simon Brooks.
Right. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Do you want the word count?
Oh, I'm going to sting you whether you like it or not.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
8.
I know, like that. What? No, I'm doing
34.
1. No, I'm trying to do 1, 2, 4, like on the word count. I can't work out to do it. It's just a mirror image. No, it's in the Ben Folds.
Yeah.
Hot zone. It's 57.
Excellent.
With a total of 317.
That's a lot for 2 minutes 16 or whatever you said.
Oh, ziggy zag, ziggy zag, zigzag, zigzag. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake.
Yeah.
Ziggy zag, zigzag. What? How should we do the pound score?
Yeah. Let's do that. Well, there's nothing really till the second verse, is there? Ultimatum and domination rhyme quite nicely. Just to come more subtle.
I'm going to have to take points off for the first bit. When you zig I zag, when you take a grab, I find that a bit lazy.
Not everyone's going to be whoever it was who wrote that song you like. MacArthur Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd say a good 2 for verse 2, at least, maybe 3, and then you can take off what you like.
Yeah, I'd say that verse, ultimatum domination, is good, very good. So I'm gonna 2 for that and take half off. So 1.5.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding it to the document.
Yeah.
Vowels 1.5. Should we move on to our last? It's our last Poppy song for now.
For now, yes. That's me said. I know you're taking the piss.
No, I've enjoyed. I've really enjoyed doing Poppy.
Good. Okay.
I may not like all the song. Like I said last episode, I thought they were all fantastic.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed doing Poppy.
Excellent.
Well.
Right.
So
Well, the last song is the last song on the album, which flies by, and this is called "Prove It."
Okay. I am the blood and the guts smeared all over the page. I'm on the wall of a gallery put on display, a culmination of mistakes in a picture frame. Put me up for sale for a price you cannot pay.
Yeah, I mean, the blood and guts smeared all over the page is talking about sort of confessional lyricism, I think.
Yep.
And wall of a gallery put on display. Well, she's very active in YouTubing and fashion and things as well as the music.
Yeah.
So it's a public personality, or, well, Poppy is, Mariah is not. Which is the whole point of having a character, I guess. Well, what kind of person would do that, Professor J?
I don't know, Professor A.
Yes. A culmination of mistakes in a picture frame. Well, the picture frame refers back to the previous line of the wall of the gallery, obviously. But sounds like she's not entirely satisfied with her choices up to there. And put up for sale for a price you cannot pay. Not available anymore, I would say.
Yep. All right. More words. I'm impatient. I hate waiting. I get full from a taste. I never stop for your opinion or ask for your take. I am impatient. I hate waiting. That's all a repetition.
Yes. Yeah. Well, she's just saying she's not got any patience with anything anymore. I never stop for your opinion or ask for your take is a reference back to another song of hers, but I can't remember. Was it Flux even? I can't remember.
So she's saying in the previous bit that she's all over culture because she's on display, and then second thing she's kind of accepting it. It's the path she's chosen. Is that it? Is it like a conflict between the two?
I don't think so.
I mean, especially the next line. The next line is, "I've got no one to prove myself to but me." That's why my hills are dug in so deep.
Yeah. Well, it's just saying she's not trying to please a mentor like Titanic Sinclair anymore, or a ghosty boy, whatever he was called, and she's doing everything for herself, which is why pretty much every song is different. She's not conforming to a style or a genre anymore. She is adamant in that. That being an intentional reference to Adam Ant.
Prince Charming.
That was standing delivered. Yes.
Okay. All right. More words. I am the blood and the guts, and I'm red with rage. You wouldn't recognize me. All the ways I've changed. I've learned to do it differently. Yeah. While you do it the same. Yeah. Now I'm up for sale. Yeah. A price you cannot pay. Yeah.
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 Blood and the Guts is a calling back to the first line of the song. Also,
she's angry again.
Yeah.
Shock.
Also, a lot of her videos when the I Disagree era had buckets of blood or that kind of thing. best not to mention that, I think. You wouldn't recognise me otherwise. I've changed. Well, obviously she has changed a great deal since the little blonde girl who looked about 13 singing fairly rubbish reggae songs. So now. I've learned to do it different while you do it the same. I guess that's about changing genres again, not sticking in a tired old trope. And now you can't afford me because I'm better than you.
Yep. All right. More words. I won't get in because I recognize the cage. I've got that written down. Is that what you've got?
That's what it is. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a lost point because it should just be recognised.
Is it? I meant to go back and re-listen. Is she doing recognize, or is she actually doing
I think she says re-recognise. Yeah.
That's where I've been. Yeah, it's all writ on my face. You think I'm mean? But you don't know my rage. I won't get in because I repeat. That's it, I think. Yeah, that's it.
It's almost, yes, it is. You're right, it is the same. Yeah. She's saying she's not going to get into the same situations as before, being tied to a toxic relationship or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all written on my face. I mean, we might say that should be a lost point, but I think in American it's more acceptable to say writ rather than written. So culturally, we can't take a point. You think I'm mean, but you don't know my rage. This is a reference to the track So Mean from Flux, one of the ones we didn't cover. Which is How Did She Get So Mean? As in Mean Girls, obviously. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Not going to make the same mistakes again. Not going to be tied down to any one genre or anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Submission stuff.
Should we do a pound score?
Let's do a pound score. Good. I think the first verse has got to be worth at least one. It's decent. And I like culmination. That's a good word to use. So.
Okay.
The pre-chorus. I never stop for your opinion or ask for your take. And the whole point is I got no one to prove myself to but me. Because I think we should all think that. But unfortunately, it's not the position we were in. What do you think, Dogger? What do you think? Yeah, I think it's worth a good. I think it's a three. I think it's a £3.
3. No, I'm challenging. That's Professor Dogger 2 challenging it. Yeah.
She likes it. She thinks it's fun. Go on then. Why are you challenging it? What do you want to take?
Whine the number of times, Dogger, that you think the pound score's good. Because it's a bit. I agree. The first bit is good. 11 goats. That one. I like that. It feels a bit like I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that, which is sort of very common in her songs.
Yeah.
But like, I get up, I brush my teeth. Well, that's a Beatles song.
Yes,
Get
I was going to say that sounds like your day in the life.
We should do an 8-episode series on the Beatles sometime.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And the blood and the guts on red with rage won't recognize me. I kind of like the recognize. I think I like it.
Cool.
I like it. I'll go for 2.5.
Done deal.
Okay. Got a £2.5 score. Do you want to have a word, Ken?
Oh yes. I'm not going to give you a sting. You don't deserve one. I'd say it's 170 and 60.
You're off. It's 313 and 92.
Right.
It's the longest one from Poppy.
I'm amazed at that.
Okay, so now, anything else to say before I go into the music?
No, yeah, you go on. You can talk about the music. And I've got some things to say about the album in general.
Okay. So, are you aware of 100 gecs?
Yeah.
Okay, so 100 gecs are kind of the cover stars, stand out. In my mind, they're the standout group for this music style, which I think is called hyperpop.
Ooh, okay.
And it's kind of high energy noise core, so sort of distorted bass,
Right.
really high. So this song, it starts off, plinky plonky. I did check with the old Beats BPM detector, but it starts out at about 95 BPM, and then you've got the hyperpop bit, which is 172 beats per minute, the way I worked it out. And that's classic hyperpop. It's it's well above 150. 150 is kind of fast, and this is well above that, and it's noisy, and it's got some distorted, slightly mad drums, almost some sort of trap style drums. So for me, this one is kind of and it's interesting. It's the last song on the album because it's almost like an evolution through these songs on the album. That this one kind of declares that this is for me is hyperpop. Now I'm aware.
I think it's the Horrid Cat. Hey! Here. Well, I strangled her. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Hyperpop, you say? That's a dog. It has a lot to say about hyperpop. Stop it! I have to pause. And we're trying to continue if Professor Dog will allow us.
So hyperpop, which is obviously Professor Dogger's favourite, as we've just learned. So yes, so for me, so after we're done, go and stick 100 gecs into, which is GECS, into
I was thinking
your YouTube. No. So there's a comedian that I like who loves 100 gecs. I really like this comedian. He's always going on about how good 100 gecs are. I don't like it. I can't.
Does he have
I
a
don't
name?
understand it. It's Matthew Crosby.
All right.
You know him?
I've heard the name.
Previously of, still of Pappy's Flat Share Slam Down podcast, inappropriately named podcast. He also does a Sunday morning show on Radio X with Ed Gamble, which is where he's going on about it. So 100 gecs is kind of for me, my limited knowledge of it, they're the classic sort of hyperpop, high energy noise thing. And this album feels like it's been building up to arrive at this song.
Right.
It's got noisier and has slowly left behind previous album, and suddenly bang, this is hyperpop.
Have you listened to the whole album?
No, don't listen to these songs.
I wouldn't say it's building towards this one. There's lots of different styles. There's some drum and bass.
Oh yeah?
Dubstep. Zig is the only real rock song.
Okay.
A couple of ballads. Yeah, it's a nice album. And then, of course, there's that song I mentioned in the last episode, Flicker, which is a great song, except for a horrible screaming sound in my left ear when I listen to it. Not her screaming, just a sort of squeak, 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 squeak. Don't like it. It's like having Professor Dogger behind you while you listen to a song. Yeah, so, okay. Whatever, we'll have to wait and see what she does next.
Cannot wait.
Because in an interview with Atwood magazine, she ambiguously stated that she considers Zig to be part one.
Oh, really?
And then later, in an interview with Zach Sang.
We're expecting a Zag.
Yeah, exactly. In an interview with this Zach Sang guy, she reiterated this claim and implied that Zig could be half of Zag. So whether Zag will just be the deluxe edition with a couple of extra tracks put on, or it'll be a new album, I have no idea. Bearing in mind this album was finished in 2022, and she's fairly prolific, there may well be a new album fairly soon, I'd have thought.
It's easy to be prolific when you're making 25 minutes of music.
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean, yeah, but then she's also got 28 million hits for saying her name for 10 minutes. So,
Why do we not do that one?
because it's not a song.
Oh, we need to talk about that one. Please talk about that one.
I already have talked about it in the first episode.
Oh, I've forgotten already.
Oh well.
So yeah, she's just saying, what's she saying? Hi, I'm Poppy.
I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. Poppy. That's it. Yeah. Put a link down below if you remember. I don't think we put a link on the High Ren one, to be honest. Now I haven't to think of it. After all that, we'll definitely remember this time.
And hopefully you put a link on the previous one where we were talking about the Spark and Fire Ben Folds podcast.
Well, no, we haven't.
I'll fix it.
I haven't done descriptions for those ones yet because they've not been released.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yes, a quote about the album from the woman herself in an interview with Sumerian Records, which was a record label at the time, I think, but now isn't, always again or something. I don't know. Anyway, there is a freedom and aggression in singing that I lean into more so. There's a nowness, you have to be present. It's taught me a lot about myself and performing. You can't be anywhere else mentally. Making Zig, we made well over 40 songs. I selected the ones I kept going back to. Ali is so inspiring and so quick. I think he's the producer. And Simon and I turn our phone calls into songs. We would finish one, listen back and say, let's make another. Eventually, whittling the album down to just 11 tracks. She worked between her 4 different journals, organised for different ideas, but just as often starting with a riff or chord progression, playing both guitar and bass. I'll come with a skeleton and we piece it together. I feel the need to make sense of my own code in an effort to understand myself. So, you think if they'd written 40 songs, they could have made it 15, 16 tracks. And,
yeah, you'd think so, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this Poppy adventure.
Yes, I have too.
Even if it's not my favourite type, even if I don't think the music is for me, or is written for me, it's definitely not written for me, but I have enjoyed it.
Yes, yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. I'm a big fan. See if that continues next album. Yeah, guess that's about it, really. So,
Ruby, okay. Who's next?
Who's next?
What are we doing next?
Next, we've got a video episode, as is our want, which I can exclusively reveal will be by. Forgotten.
Weekend.
Oh, that's right. That weekend. It's by that weekend. Yes, and it's probably the most popular song that we've covered so far. So whether that relates to how many views we get or not, you see. Probably not, I should think. And then after that, we've got our one from each artist, one from each professor. We are artists. Episode, and then it'll be Professor J's second choice. So we are actually about halfway through the season.
Wow.
It's very exciting.
Yeah,
and of course, we have other things in the works, other potential series we can do.
Oh, we do.
So, hoping you enjoyed this and enjoy our new PAL school and all that kind of stuff. For Professor Dogger, I am Professor A. I've been joined by Professor J. Bye-bye.
Bye.